hints, tips, and tricks of the week. So this one here, speaking of conferences and panic monsters and presenting and everything else, Eric Peterson recommended we talk about presentation mode. So this is just a pretty simple little extension, but what it does is allows you to, focus directly on your code. So there's a couple of settings you can set, and so when you basically toggle it into presentation mode, it gets rid of all your little side pieces and blows up your code to be, a zoom level. They recommend here of like 4. So that way when you're sharing your code, it just presentation mode. Now for those, if you didn't know, there is a screencast mode built into VS Code. And there's a YouTube video, and I'll try and get the link in there for later. But if you look up screencast mode for VS Code, it's actually built in, and when you type, you'll actually see the little characters pop up on the screen, and so that way people can see the shortcuts you're taking, but it also shows you some fat fingering too when you're doing it wrong. But
which is always fun.
But yeah, for the shortcuts and everything, it's kind of nice to see which characters you're holding, etc. So that's a good one. So these two work great together. So
I think I found it. I just pasted it in.
Okay, cool. Screencast mode. Nice. So I'll put that in the show notes for everyone who's listening as well, so that way you get all the good details. But yeah, so I know that we got a lot of things coming at us, and I'm excited to get to presentation mode. So
that works.
Very cool. And remember, if you guys have your own VS Code or ForgeBox tips that you think we should be covering, send it to us in a Slack channel, Box Team Slack or a CFML Slack. Just ping myself, and I'll make sure we get into a little setup here, because obviously we want to keep showing new ones, and sometimes the best ones are the ones we don't know about yet. So that's why we do this section, and community feedback and support has helped drive it for so long. So